Hi there and welcome. Last time I left you, I was at Pearson's Lookout, just north of Portland in New South Wales, Australia. So I continue on my travels around that area, and I've popped in a little map which I hope you enjoy, and that shows where I went on this trip. And like I said last time, I went to my favourite campsite. Stopped in another small town. This one's called Candos, and it's got the biggest charity shop that I've ever seen, and it's for the community, so everything's given, but it's massive and everything's so tight. So it's always interesting what you read on these town historic notice boards. This one tells me that it was back in 1915. It had the largest cement works in the southern hemisphere. It also tells me that the concrete from here was the concrete used for the foundations of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So how cool is that? And the town's got a beautiful setting. It's got these beautiful hills up behind it. It was built in 1919. It's actually built as a Methodist church, and it's totally concrete, and it's been a museum since 1988. Unfortunately, looks like it's all closed, but I can go and have a look at the front. I seem to have come in the back way, walk through the garden, that's okay. I'm guessing that most people drive up here rather than walk up from town. Short steep hill, no problems. And here we are closer to those beautiful hills. Got a pretty good view over the town. So after stopping at Candos, going down a gravel road, I'm back on the bitumen, but it won't be all bitumen. There's going to be some gravel, and yeah, we'll see if I can share that with you. Well, here I am onto the gravel road. Last time I came here was 7 years ago, and the gravel road was much longer than what it is now. I think it's only another 2.5 kilometres to the campground. Really looking forward to being here again. So I've arrived at Dunswamp Campground, and I'll put the actual name of the campground up here somewhere. And yes, I've got my fly screens up, more for keeping some of the heat out rather than the flies, because so far there's been no flies. But I'm going to just pop out and have a little look around, and I'll share that with you. So I was starving hungry when I got here, so I've already had lunch and a cup of coffee. But this is my site number 3, plenty of sun for the solar. And it's very quiet here. Look at all those empty spaces. How good is that? So in Gangully, there's lots and lots of different walks, and they're all really well signposted. And I did do quite a few of them, and I'll share those with you. It's too nicer of an evening not to go for a walk. So it's 10 to 7 and it's still just beautiful. This trail's called the Beehive Pagoda Walk. It's just 1.4 kilometres each way, so I thought the perfect one to do early evening. So I've come out across the river across the lagoon from where I swam earlier. I didn't show you footage of me swimming, but I'll show you as I zoom around. live pagoda there. And yeah, it does look a bit like a pagoda. Well, I woke up at a good time, so I'm off for a walk already. Haven't had breakfast, I'll have that when I get back, but it's a beautiful morning. It was a little cool overnight and just really pleasant to sleep. So I've already seen that little grey kangaroo, so hopefully by coming out early, I'll see a lot more. Once again I walked between the rocks, but this time I saw the ochre handprints made by the First Nation people who used to occupy this area before the Europeans came along. Wow, I've come up to the pagoda lookout, and isn't that fantastic? Ah, so beautiful, so peaceful. So it's really starting to warm up now. It's after 9 o'clock and yeah, I haven't seen another soul, but it's just been absolutely amazing. I'm just going to walk down to the weir, I think. I have done this whole walk previously, and so I do know what to expect, but it's always just wonderful, and different times of the day, things definitely look different. And there we are, the dam wall. And as I mentioned previously, this dam was built so they could get water from here for the Candos cement works. Well, I wasn't going to come along to the long cave. I thought, oh, been there, done that. And then I thought, no, I think I will. And I just found this waterhole. It's a beautiful waterhole, and I heard some splashing. And oh my goodness, it's a blue azure kingfisher. Oh, I hope I can get some good videos of it. And can you hear that screeching? Yeah, that'll be cockatoos, but I don't think it's the sulphur-crested. I think maybe it's the black ones. Wonderful walk. And what's the time? It's 20 to 11 and I haven't even had breakfast. I started walking about 7. But where I am now is back at my campsite. Good morning, it's my last morning here at Gungari, Dun Swamp. So I'm going to go for another early morning walk. The sun's just getting up, so it should be a really nice walk, I think, once again. Well, this walk's quite a bit different from yesterday's walk. It's very open, very flat, and I can actually walk at speed. I've seen one large kangaroo, and that's all so far, and I've been walking for probably half an hour. Okay, not really sure exactly what they used to do here, but judging by the name, they used to gauge the water that was coming down, going to the dam that I went to yesterday. Oh, it's a rather pretty spot. Well, this is Kachigong, a picnic place, and it's just a natural open area. It looks like it's had the lawnmower down here, but I'm sure in the evenings the kangaroos and wallabies are down here just grazing on this grass. So I hope you can see why I love Gadgadi so much. Last time I was there, I actually had a kayak so I could paddle all over the waterways there. It was just stunning. The birds are beautiful. It was peaceful. It's not often very crowded, believe it or not, or at least not when I've been there, but there's so much wildlife and just so much to do, and I definitely will be going back there. But then time to move on to my next space, so I will continue videoing. Having the most beautiful drive this morning, going from where was I? Dun Swamp through to Glen Davis. You should see the view. So this is the scenery, and this is the Kapiti area. Beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful, beautiful hills, and very little traffic on this back road. I've just pulled into Glen Davis. I was going to camp here, but then I was talking to a guy yesterday who told me about a national park just down the road from here, and I'll pop the name up here because I can't remember it and I can't spell it anyway. But I've been here before, as many places, and I think where I'm going next is where I saw the wombats. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. So this is Glen Davis. Here is, I believe, some free showers, and I've already discovered the free street library. Let me show you how big it is. Yep, 2 cupboards worth. Absolutely full. So shale was discovered here in 1865, but it wasn't properly or effectively mined until about 1945, and the oil that came from shale was actually converted into petrol. So yeah, I've checked out the showers. Looks like there's hot water, so I'm going to go and get my stuff and have a nice warm shower. Well, had a wonderful hot shower, filled up on my water, got some more books to read. Now I'm heading to the campground. This is one of the good New South Wales National Park campgrounds. You just have to pay $6 booking fee, and that covers you for the whole week. So I'm not staying here for a week, but I've left my options open. So on the dirt road now. It's a very, very potholey. So potholes or corrugations. Yeah, I think I better put my phone down and totally concentrate on my drive. Well, I've arrived. I've had to give way to this guy though. Look at the length of that tail. Man, he is huge. Well, I got the perfect campsite there. I've got the sun on the van, and its solar is still charging, and it's after 5 o'clock, which is brilliant. And I've got shade there, and I've even got a bit of a table. So there's a track here at the end of the camping ground, but no indication of where it goes or how far it goes. So may as well just follow it and see. Come on. Wow, looks like there's been some serious flooding through here a while ago, I think. So this is just the perfect spot to just sit and enjoy for a little while. Well, I got all my chores done today. It was really good. It's just a beautiful day. And I did lots of reading sitting up by the van. But then I came down by the river. Oh, it's just gorgeous. There's been kangaroos hopping down the banks and jumping in and out of the water. And I've just been reading. What a beautiful life I've got. So lucky. Really am. So I've actually been waiting for it to cool down a bit because the people parked next to me in the caravan, I went and talked to them today, and they were saying that there's a lookout down this way, down towards the entrance of the campground, and it's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to walk down there. It's still quite warm, but it's going to be cooling down soon, so yeah, it shouldn't be too long a walk. Well, my neighbours were absolutely right. They said it was 3 kilometres up the road, and that's just what I've walked. But it's funny, you know, when you drive into a place, you know, out here I'm looking for potholes and stuff. Didn't realise how much of a hill there was coming up out of the campground. So yeah, I'm getting fitter though, still puffed, but yeah, I'm finding it easier and easier. So let's go and explore this lookout. And this beautiful, beautiful country. But I think I talked maybe 5 or 6 videos ago about widowmakers. So that's these branches. They just drop out of the tree. Doesn't even need to be windy, and they fall out. So you can see that one there, just cracked straight off. You wouldn't want to be parked or standing under that, that's for sure. Yep, so this is where I'm heading off to. And over here, already I'm seeing remains of the shale oil works. So yeah, there's quite a lot of rusty old things left behind apparently. And they did warn me that there were steps. That's all good training. Trying to get those legs of mine back to being strong. Whew, that was a bit of a hard one. So I've just realised it might not actually be the best time of day to come up here, because the sun is still fairly high in the sky and very glary. Oh well, it'll still be nice, I'm sure. So it's just fingers crossed that you can actually see what I'm looking at, because that sun is incredibly glary. So note to self, if I'm up here again, come up here in the morning and have a look. I don't know, clearly there's been some restoration here, but I think a lot of it is crumbled as it has over the years. Being in the shade gives me a better view. You can imagine what it would be like if it wasn't that bright sunlight. I wonder wonder if the people who worked here ever actually got tired of that view. I mean, I find it just stunning. I mean, nature at its finest, you'd say. But if you were up here working, and I'm guessing late 1800s, early 1900s, it wouldn't have been terrible good working conditions. So you might not have actually enjoyed the beauty of the nature. Oh, it's just gorgeous up here. And now I'm in the shade and there's a beautiful cool breeze. It's so pleasant. It was really worth the walk up here. Really interesting. Looking around and imagining what it would have been like back in those times. So sometimes, well, often, I'm really glad that I walk because you can see so much more. Like there's all these big pits on the side of the road. And I'm thinking that's where they put the tailings when they were mining. I mean, I don't think they were all mine shafts, but yeah, and there's some big rusty posts coming out of the ground where they've obviously moved things along. So that was a really nice couple of days at the campground there. We got really busy last night, probably about 20 other campers. So a good time to leave, I think. And today I'm going to head back to somewhere that I have camped previously, and I'll share that with you when I get there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And next time I'll be back down towards Lithgow, staying at a camping area that I've previously stayed. So come back again to see that and more of my travels when I go to the Southern Highlands. So for now, thanks for watching and bye for now.